This is going to be a kickstand hinge with a bent knee at all times, but to set it up, you're going to start with a straight knee. That's going to allow you to feel weight at the very back of the heel prior to letting your knee bend forward. So when your knee bends forward, imagine my hand's going to karate chop the back of your knee, but you're slowly doing it to feel that the weight transfers from the back of the heel through the middle and through the front of the heel to end up right in the arch. When you do this, your body doesn't go forward, so you're not bringing all of your weight forward through the foot. It is just the knee. So that's what I mean by karate chop. Just the knee goes forward. That's step one. So you have arch heavy weight. That knee is not allowed to go anywhere now. So you're going to move only through the hip for the hinge. Step number two is make sure you have length. So if you got there with an arch back, no worries. We're just going to get that pelvis to point down first because we can't be in hip flexion if we're going to go into hip flexion. So we're going to get more of a neutral pelvis. Sits bones are going to point down. You're going to breathe out. Feel length going from sits bones down, torso very long, top of the head is reaching up. That's going to make sure you don't crank your neck back like this. It is the top of your skull that I want you to feel is the end of one line, and the sits bones are the end of the other line. So now you have those two things in place. That is the setup. You're not allowed to let those things change. Okay, then you're going to go into the hinge. So you can exhale. Take it super slow to make sure that you don't lose those two things. So arch heavy, and you have length through your torso. When you get stuck or you're out of air, breathe in. Exhale, go deeper into it. You're going to imagine that your sits bones are traveling up and back as you do this. And your exhale is going to help you feel more of a stretch right in the middle of the butt. You feel like the whole thing is opening. Okay? Let your elbows also flap forward so your back feels a little more open as you do it. Take a couple breaths when you're in the deepest hinge possible to get this to open up even more. And then when you're ready to stand up, exhale again and push the hips forward to reverse the motion right back to where you started to. You should feel a whole ton of butt and hamstring bringing you back up to the same exact position. If you found that you didn't feel the butt stretch, if you felt more hamstring, if you felt more calf, if you felt quad, it could be that you didn't have the setup stick with you. So a common mistake is people will start to bend their knee more, or they'll let their knee travel backward, or they'll round their back or arch their back. So it all goes back to the setup. Step number one, let that heel weight transfer as the knee goes forward. Step two is length. As long as you have those, you're going to be able to move through that hinge, keeping the weight in the arch the whole time, so that you're getting length through the foot at the same time that you're getting length in the back of the hip.